Hello! Yes, it's time to take a look at some more ungodly robot tat. But this time it might be slightly different because it might actually have some worth to it. What is it, you ask? We have the Robot de Combat Robot Fighter, if you can make out the awful and actually quite faded text on the box there. Yes, it looks quite old and it's in a horrible beaten up box, but nevertheless, actually I think it's something worth getting out and showing off. Yeah, I'm having some trouble showing it off. Yes, this is just, you know, repeated text all over the box. 2-in-1, Robot Fighter, Robot de Combat, Avion à friction, Robot Seru. Yes, free rolling, friction things. Robot Fighter again. Got a picture there of the thing which isn't in the box. Actually the one that's in the box isn't pictured anywhere on the box. You've got like these 3 different ones, and there's one that's got a silver chest, and one with a blue chest, one with a red chest. And this one has a blue chest, but when you look at the one that's got a blue chest, he has this sort of arrangement of other parts. So, I don't know, it appears to be... Ooh. No, I'm being stupid. It is that guy, but he's got silver legs and red arms instead of that up there, so it's all a bit confusing. So it's a bit odd that while it's showing you the others in the range, it doesn't show you the one you've actually got in the box. So, oh, is it a variant? Oh, I don't care. And down here we've got an odd diagram of a robot doing some yoga and something happening to some sort of spaceship involving some sort of crash by the look of it, and it's zooming off into some sort of anime world. Fast moving lines as if it's about to go into a Pokemon battle or something. Yeah, that's literally the entire box. There's nothing on the bottom, there's, you know, dubious other art on the top. There's nothing here that tells you when it was made, who made it, where it comes from, apart from the fact it says Fabricant Chine down there. Yeah, what is this? Does anyone know more about this? Has anyone got one? Because this is obviously very beaten up and it's so old. And the simple fact that the thing it's ripping off is an old G1 Transformer, it just makes me think, is this actually from the 80s? It sort of feels like it could be. Sort of box art and, well, of course, mostly the thing itself just screams, you know, 80s. Why would they bother to knock off a jump starter in 2001 or something, you know? This is all very, very strange. But it just annoys me so much. There's no information about the thing at all. We'll never know who made this, or when it was made, or any sort of dubious trademarks. And I mean, maybe in terms of a knockoff, it's doing quite well for itself because it isn't trying to say that it's got a trademark on what it is. They're just selling it and like saying, yeah, here it is. Yeah, we never met, you know, you don't know who we are. But enough meta waffle, let's have a look at our Robot de Combat. Yes, he's in this awfully bashed plastic tray, which obviously once upon a time would have been a lot better. Let's get rid of that. Before I throw that away, you'll notice there is a slot here for a gun, which he does not have, and on the box it does indeed show various types of strange armaments, and this one hasn't got any. So, bit of a shame there. He's lost his gun over the years, but he's still a good chunky type robot, isn't he? Yes, let's get into the heritage of this thing which I hold, which is, I don't know, I want to say it's really bad, and sort of really, really bad, but then it's not actually. Yeah, it's obviously meant to be, well, it's not meant to be, it's not even trying, is it really, with these colours, but it's ripped off of the G1 Topspin mould by the look of it, because he's got a face with a visor and he's got these funny wings. But it's sort of just rendered in these completely unpainted red, silver and blue plastics, and I don't know, are they trying to evoke Optimus Prime with this? I don't know, but literally all of the detail is these stickers, which aren't bad. They're nice metallic looking, very 80s detail stickers, so you can't really fault it there. There's something nice about that. It's a vintage sort of robot with shiny stickers on, and it's just trying to be something else that's a bit cheaper, but is actually a bit bigger. Let's stand him over there, if you will, and bring in a real jump starter. I don't have Topspin to compare him to, but here's Twin Twist, You can see, you know, he's a good twice the size, if not like a third of this bigger. I don't know, let's do some force perspective. Ooh. Yeah, he is quite a bit bigger. Stand him there, he towers over the original jump starter mould, and I suppose there's a little bit of an advantage there. You know, it's something mildly a bit special if you want something that's a bit bigger. Taking a good look at his entirely unpainted, sculpted out of cheese face, I think we can all agree he looks ever so slightly like Postman Pat. I can only imagine as well that the gun he came with would have been just an upscaled version of this one. It looks like it on the box, actually. It sort of has a, yeah, there's a resemblance. Yeah, so there we go. It would have basically been top spin with twin twist gun and made a bit bigger and done in these odd colours. But that's not where the oddness sort of ends. Of course, yes, you've seen me twirl his arms round, and that's the only articulation that you'd expect from a jump starter, and yes, they're hollow. But his legs move individually. He can high kick and everything, and that's because he doesn't actually jump start. He is a friction fighter, as it said on the box, but it doesn't involve any spring-loaded transforming stuff. You just close his feet over his head like that, like he's kissing his ass goodbye. And what's this? There's an extra piece. You've got this flap that tabs in to make a sort of nose cone for the spaceship, and there you go. It's a spaceship. Although, looking at that sticker, it does make me think, do they know what this is supposed to be? It sort of feels like this itself doesn't know what it's supposed to be, because that just looks like a sort of racing stripe and, you know, race car number thing going on there. It's not a race car, lads. I don't know if you've seen Formula 1, but they don't look like this. Yes, it most definitely is a spaceship. You could argue that it's a slightly more successful spaceship than G1 Topspin, because it actually has some sort of front end that actually folds away. You know, they've done something decent there, I suppose, in adding a piece that makes the vehicle mode a little bit better. And while, yeah, it doesn't actually tab in or sit there properly, it does sort of just add something, wouldn't you say? And of course, this bit isn't without detail either. You know, it's got nice shiny stickers, but it's also got some sculpted stuff, and that just makes me think, you know, that would have been really relatively high-end for an 80s knockoff, surely? But yes, the whole friction deal, you can hear that as I roll the wheels underneath. He's just one of these ones where you sort of push him along and he goes a bit further. It's not even a pullback mechanism that then winds up and lets go. It's just you push it and the momentum is sort of carried on by a series of gears in there, I suppose. And now, an action feature demonstration. Whoa. Probably could have wound him up a bit more. So he's not, you know, totally devoid of any gimmickry, and I suppose, oh, another thing to point out, it could be a mild bonus, he's got a massive hole, which sort of would be right in the middle of his chest. There is obviously a nice central position to mount his gun, because of course otherwise he would have just had to stick it in one of his hands, like you sort of have to do with the real jump starters. So, all in all, what do we make of our robot fighter? He's sort of odd, and I've never seen another one of these, and I wonder if you have. And to be honest, I value him ever so slightly in my collection, because it's like having a G1 knockoff, and I have absolutely no idea what sort of depths of time this came from. It came to me via my dad's comic shop when some bloke just brought him in and sort of wanted to get rid of it, and then I got it. So, can you solve the mystery of the robot fighter, or robot de combat? Yeah, with a name like that and all the French text on the box, I've got a very large inkling that it's probably made for the French market. Maybe it's even Canadian, I got no idea. But yeah, it just feels like very much a European knockoff. Hey, he's even sporting the colours of the French flag. Took me a while to notice that. But yes, do you know the identity of this mystery man, or Monsieur Mysterieuse? So let's put you back in your box, Mr. Mystery Robot, and you can go and live in the pile of other knockoffs until I suddenly decide that you might be worth putting on a shelf somewhere. Yes, you're not for the hammer today.